Hello.
Hello there, good evening. My name is Amy Scoville and I am the Senior Administrator for the Work-Based Distance Learning team. And I'm here with my colleague Josh Beale, who is also obviously part of the administration team here at the University of Lincoln. We are part of a 8-member strong administration team who will basically see you all through from inquiry all the way through to graduation. And we will be there every step of the way for you. You will get one of us as your dedicated member of staff if you obviously would like to join us on one of the degree programmes. However, obviously, any one of us can answer your questions at any point. We, on the whole, tend to do all the communication with our students via email because obviously of the work-based distance learning part of the programme. And obviously because we know that potentially you are all on different timeframes across the world. So the primary port of call will be email, but we will be there to help you through. We've got the email addresses at the below of the screen there, just to highlight if you have any questions after this event in respect to the programmes themselves, if you would like to obviously join us on them, or if you're thinking, how do I go about kind of gaining qualifications in order to come onto the programmes, obviously please address them to the email addresses there, and our members of the team will get back to you as quickly as possible. So Josh, can I pass over to you and you'll talk about the first stage in the process of coming onto the programme?
Yeah, of course. So we're going to quickly talk about the application stage. So a few of you probably might be wondering before you even apply if you're eligible for the course. As a work-based distance learning, we're looking for a UK level 5 or equivalent to meet our academic requirements to entry onto the course. Although serving members of the UK military who have had rank of sergeant or above for 2 or more years may actually meet the requirement as well. We also normally look for those who have ongoing employment with managerial responsibility as well in the relevant field, whether it be logistics, engineering, or in any kind of management role. More specifically, a UK level 5 qualification might be a degree certificate, a foundation degree certificate, Chartered Management Institute or CMI level 5, or Institute of Leadership and Management ILM level 5 certificate, or any kind of proof of full membership of relevant professional institution. If you feel like you don't have a level 5 qualification, please just get in touch and we can look over your eligibility. And our program leaders can advise you on the best pathway to gain entry onto the course if you're not suitable at the moment. So please don't hesitate to get in touch if you're unsure on your eligibility. All applications are done online, so it's all nice and handy. So there's no paper forms anymore. But they can all be found on the individual programs online, and you can just click apply now. For the application, you'll be required to provide a few documents as part of it. A few of these might be a up-to-date CV, a statement of intent. So this will be an outline of your profile and highlight the reason why you want to join the University of Lincoln. And lastly, a recommendation for study reference. This is typically done by a professional in the workplace who knows you as a person. There is guidance on these as well, because I'm sure you're probably not sure what these are, but we send these out on guidance for email inquiries. We get typically most of our questions are about payments as well. So as part of your enrollment, you'll be able to pay either your fee in full in annual installments, or you can set up an interest-free payment plan with the finance team to spread your payments across the year. All our work-based distance learning programs are also eligible for enhanced learning credits, also known as LCAS, for eligible military personnel. You can also have assistance through student finance or employer sponsorships as well. So hopefully you'll get an offer from us. And from that, you'll get a notification on your account saying you have an offer and you need to go on and accept it. Otherwise, we're going to struggle to get you on. You'll get then initial welcome emails from us. This will be really important to get this. So keep an eye out for it once you do accept. These will have your schedules for the upcoming course you're about to do. You'll also get your named administrator, as Amy has said, as well. So you get to know the person who's going to be going through the admin side. We do normally host Induction Day on campus, but unfortunately, all these have been postponed. due to the global pandemic we're in. But hopefully one day we'll get these back up and running. However, we are still doing our induction weeks, where you can get a chance to meet our academics and other students online. There's a nice little icebreaker for the course, gets you involved with the people on the course and the academics. I will say my wife recently started her teacher training online with the University of Lincoln. So normally hers would be on campus, but again, due to the COVID-19, she's had to move online. And what she has found that to kind of avoid the isolation, they've created their own little WhatsApp group. So really encourage those to kind of get together as students online and get chatting. So don't hesitate to get to know other students. Just because you're not in the same room doesn't mean you don't have to talk to each other. You'll meet them at graduation at the end of the day, so you might as well get talking to them. As part of our induction, you'll also get introduced to our online site. As the academics previously mentioned, it's called Blackboard, and this is where all your modules will take place, where you'll submit as well. Your modules will appear as you kind of get to them, so they won't all be there as you start, so don't panic if you only see 1 or 2 modules. You will see them as we kind of go along. You'll also get a chance to get acquainted with the library and how they operate. Literature is a key part of your work, so you'll learn how to get access to the books and resources you need online, and if you need to, come onto campus and get them. We find a lot of our students might not have been in education for a long time, and it can be quite daunting at times to think about going into a degree. So the very first module is called Critical Inquiry Skills. And this is kind of designed to get everyone up to speed and into the academic mindset ready for the rest of the course. So it gets everyone up to that same level so you can move forward with your degree.
Wonderful. Thank you for that, Josh. That was very explanatory. I'm just looking at a couple of the comments in the chat, and there's been a couple of questions about the level 5 as an entry requirement. So basically, we have got various level 5 qualifications that we can accept you onto the programme. It will depend, obviously, which degree you would like to do as to which level 5 we would be able to accept for you. Usually, of course, it would be, for example, an engineering style professional body membership or qualification that would then kind of gain you access onto the engineering degree, for example. However, that's not always the case, in the respect that if you also have a reasonable amount of experience within that area, that can also be used as your prior learning as well. We do have to pair it with a level 5 qualification. It can't just be the degree of life to get you onto the programme. But we will obviously look at your qualifications as a whole, so your qualifications and your experience via a CV. As I say, there are varying types of level 5s that we will use. If you would like a personal kind of response in the respect of whether we would accept a particular qualification, please do email us via the Ask WBDL or the MPG mailboxes, and we can gain a response direct from our programme leaders in respect to that. It is our programme leaders that basically have the final say-so as to who they will bring onto their programmes. And so they will look at your application pack as a whole, and they will assess that and obviously look to see if we can bring you on. If for whatever reason we can't bring you onto the programme at this particular moment in time or for the next intake, then we will always do our best to suggest a route that you can go down, whether it be professional body membership or whether it be looking into different qualifications that will then obviously once you've done that will gain you access onto our programme. So we will always try to give you a path onto the programmes as opposed to just a flat no, in order for you to obviously progress your career. So sorry, I'm just having another quick look through the notes. Yes, a HND is classed as a level 5, so that should be sufficient. Again, we would have to look at the the HND and also your experience through your CV and such like. There are a number of documentation that we would need to have basically in order to be your application pack. And that is such things like your CV, like a reference, like a personal statement as to why you would like to come on to do the programme and such like. All of that is outlined on our website. It is also what will be sent to you if you do email in with an inquiry. We will automatically obviously answer your inquiry and also give you the full information pack as to how to go about enrolling onto the programme as well. So again, as I say, we are here every step of the way for you in that respect. Just keep talking to us. So I think from there, then we will look at going on to actually what to expect on the programme. Like Josh just mentioned, we have a virtual learning environment that you will be accessing, and the programme is delivered primarily through that. It's each step of the way it will you will have access to each module. Each module will outline, it will have its own handbook. It will outline the assessment criteria for the module, obviously your deadline dates and such like. And as the academics just explained in the previous session, they again will be available for you, whether it be via good old-fashioned phone call, video chat, WhatsApp, whatever works for you, because of course we know that you are doing this alongside your own life, your own working life, and we are, basically there for you every step of the way. You will get at the beginning of the programme a set schedule as to when we want you to complete each of the modules on the programme. So as Tony mentioned before, it is 6 modules per programme. Usually they're about 8 weeks long, apart from your final module, that's the independent research project, which is effectively a bit like a dissertation. And that, I believe, is 14 weeks long, so a little bit longer for you, obviously, because of the magnitude of the assignment that you'll be writing. In between each of those sessions, so each of those modules, you will also get a 2-week break. Obviously, because we appreciate that it will be quite, I don't want to use the word intense, it'll be interesting. Whilst you're doing each of these modules, obviously you will be doing a lot of research and such like, and you will be putting this together. So we appreciate that breaks are needed along the way. We also have a Christmas break and an Easter break as well, for you to be able to have some downtime and actually have some time with your families and such like. And we also, obviously, as the academics mentioned before, we have specialist tutors per module as well. So their backgrounds are very much in the module that you will be doing at the time, in industry and obviously academically as well. We do appreciate, obviously, of course, that there may be times throughout your programme that you just need a break. You are not finding that you're able to study because work or life in general, or obviously with our military personnel deployments and such like, are basically just preventing you from actively studying. As and when that is the case, that is absolutely fine. We have what is called an interruption facility available to you, which basically means you can put a pause on your study. So you can do this at any point. We just need to make sure that you do it at the point that you are not able to study, rather than letting time kind of pass by and you're thinking, oh gosh, I'll catch up on that. But of course, inevitably, life doesn't let you from time to time. So you can put the pause on your study. You just need to speak with your tutor to let them know that that's what you want to do. And then also speak with us as an administrative team, and we will, your specified administrator, and we will get that process for you. Basically means, as I say, that you literally pause your studies at the point that you are unable to study, and then when you are able to study again, you rejoin at the place where you left off. And again, theoretically, it should also be with the same tutor that you had at that time, unless for whatever reason, sadly they've moved on or something. But it should. Oh, I've been sat in this room too long. Come back. You tell I've been sat still for too long. So as I say, you will get the tutor that you had before. So you will have that relationship with that tutor. And you will again rejoin it and move through that module to completion. And obviously on the programme, you'll go through the 6 modules. And once you've completed those 6 modules, it is at that point that we're able to take all your profile of marks to an exam board and obviously get those ratified. And it is at that point that you will get your degree classification. And then following that, you will be invited to your own graduation ceremony as well. So just because you're distance learners does not mean to say that you do not get that opportunity to throw that cap up in the air and have a jolly good drink as to congratulate yourselves as to all that hard work that you've gone through. And obviously at that point, hopefully you will also meet members of your cohort as well, and actually put names to faces, people that you've been talking to throughout the course, and of course your tutors and your programme leaders through the course as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just seen a question from Wendy. Is there anyone available to talk over the phone rather than emails? Very limited, I'm afraid, at the moment. As you can see, I'm working from home. We do have a few people in the office, but not always from our specific team. So if we do have that initial contact via email, typically, but if you are really in need of someone over the phone, we can arrange that. But at the moment, we are typically doing majority over email.
Under normal circumstances, we would be in an office and we would be able to talk to you. Unfortunately, because of the current pandemic, like Josh says, we are working from home and don't necessarily always have that facility. However, we can also certainly try to do that if that's the way you would like to communicate with us best. But obviously, it would have to be at a pre-arranged time. But first port of call. Certainly, we can do video call like this. This is not a problem. But it would be a case of just arranging that with us.
And then another question that came through earlier, Amy, what are our intakes? How many do we have a year? Are they fixed?
Of course, yes. We have 3 intakes a year. So unlike the traditional once, twice a year of a kind of an on-campus degree, we have 3 intakes a year. They are fixed. We have, now I'm trying to think myself, we have one in October, so at the beginning of the academic year. We have one then in February, and we have one in May. All of this information should be on our website, but equally we can certainly send that out to you as well if you do inquire through the mailboxes there.
Like I said, the cut-off for those intakes are typically about a month before, so to make sure you get your application in nice and early, so you don't miss out on your preferred date. Absolutely,
we often find that. Obviously, the new year comes round, and New Year's resolutions say, right, I'm going to get more of an education, and the increase comes for the February intake. If you are interested in the February intake, the deadline to apply by is the 11th of January, so quite quickly after Christmas. So again, if you have any queries, in order to get that application into us, if you want to discuss your level 5 qualification further, or your background in general, again, please do drop us an email and we will get that looked at by one of our programme leaders.
Yeah.
Okay, any more questions coming through?
I can't see many more. If you do have a question and you've missed this live stream, don't hesitate to contact us on the emails below. And we'll hopefully be able to answer your questions as quickly as we can.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Well, thank you ever so much for your time this evening, everyone. We hope we've managed to talk you through the processes there. But again, as Josh says, just drop us an email and we will get in touch.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Cheers, Amy.